Greetings and felicitations.
Okay, here comes the first round.
Boom. And
Jeez, that was just
boom.
unnecessary.
You kidding me? You can't be out of range? What?
Heracles is a prideful demigod, son of Zeus, and grandson of Perseus. And as such, he was supposed to be king of all of Perseus's grandchildren. But Hera, being the jealous sort, did not wish this for our dear Hercules, and saw to it that Eurystheus would be born first among Perseus's grandchildren. And as such, Eurystheus, king of Mycenae in the land of the Argives, imposed upon Hercules 12 labors, and it was decided by the gods that if Hercules completed all 12 labors, he would become immortal. This is Hercules at the head of an Argive host, about to complete his first labor. Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. Jarl the Appian way here with some mythic, that's right, Mythos Total War Saga Troy gameplay. I had an opportunity to match up with Heir of Carthage once again, and we decided we wanted to do a couple of puns. And that pun is, of course, Heracles. You know, Heir of Carthage, Heracles, Hercules. This is indeed what I set him to do. I know a thing or two about Greek myth. Not a lot, just a little, enough. And I decided I was going to impose upon Heir of Carthage a couple of the labors that Eurystheus imposed upon Hercules. And this is the first labor. If you go check out his channel, there's a video up right now, and that one is where I impose upon him the 9th labor, where he has to recover the golden bridle from Hippolyta. I played the Amazons, and I tried to make it tough for him. This isn't competitive gameplay. This is on Ultra Funds, and this is mostly just to show off this really beautiful game and to give us a chance to you know, do a little bit of lore diving. So this is the first labor, and those of you who are fans of Greek myth know that the first labor was that Hercules had to slay the NEMEAN lion. Well, this is a battle, so I couldn't just give him a singular lion to fight, but I did give him a freaking battle. This is the, you know, Peloponnesian kind of territory, kind of ground, and I decided that in order to be worthy to face the NEMEAN lion out here in the background, he would have to first deal with a host of angry tribespeople in Hillman, and of course some light spear runners. I'm playing as Sparta here. He's playing as Argos. He took my advice and he took a couple of night runners, and then I immediately found them with my light spear runners, and that is the end of the night runners. That happened all in just the introduction. Oh, wrong button. I was looking for the play button. He's also brought some Club Warriors. He's brought some Centaur Scouts. He really enjoys Centaur Scouts, Centaur Outriders. And he's brought 2 Argive Swordmasters, a pair of Renowned Axemen, a pair of Armored Spearmen, 4 Armored Argive Slingers, and a Young Spear. And the Hill people are out here to fight them first, and they represent the Hill people. I brought some Laconian Hillmen. They are absolutely getting trounced by the Armored Argive Slingers. You can see some of them routing before they even make it into the battle. But they are ahead of the much more elite Laconians, such as the Axe Champions and the Heroic Axe Warriors, who are still getting out into position. Now, what's cool about these Laconian Hillmen is that they are a fear-causing unit, which means they're not going to be intimidated by the Centaurs, nor should the Centaurs be intimidated by them. I did also have a couple of Warriors of Artemis out here, but they have been caught out and found. I'm not going to be able to get them out of this, as they're just going to get run down. I did try sending them a Laconian Hillman for support, but again, the point here wasn't necessarily to defeat him, but to give him a challenge. I got a downhill charge here with my light spear runners into the Centaurs, immediately causing some damage, but they themselves are also being pursued by Club Warriors. And yeah, this is such a cool game, guys. It's a year later, and I still get excited about how good it looks compared to other Total War titles. So he's done a very good job of keeping his forces together, well protected. I'm trying to do my darndest to, you know, single out some Argive Swordmasters. Like over here, I've got a pair of Heroic Axe Warriors tearing it apart. Hercules, right now, is a fighter champion. He hasn't earned his lion pelt yet. He's going to charge on in here and support, and this is going to give him a little bit of an edge there. Now, my Axe Champion's doing a great job facing off of this Armored Spearman, the Armored Spearmen with their shields in hand, but he's got a Renowned Axeman right up here, point blank, they're going to get ready to charge on into the back of my Axe champions, and that's going to be a huge problem for them, completely outflanked and outmatched. It is at this stage that the NEMEAN Lion and his pack have come forward. I've decided to use a Fighter Vanquisher hero wearing the lion head and a pair of Cordobantes. They're actually kind of goofy when they're just out here running by themselves. Yeah, it's a pair of Cordobantes and the Fighter Vanquisher hero. They've decided that that Hercules has proven himself, and they're now going to roam on out here onto the battlefield, and Herc is going to have a fight on his hands. Now, he just activated Apollo's Healing Light on his troops. That's what that green trickle was, to bring back some of the lost hit points on his troops. He's dealt with the Axe champions now, and he's managed to get a good number of hit points back on some of these, on some of his heavy Axe infantry. And he still has a good number of his slingers, but the slingers, as you can see, they're mostly out of ammo, and he's got this regrouped Heir of Swordmaster that I absolutely savaged. Now, one of the things that's on this unit that still just doesn't make any sense to me is this bonus versus large. This is a trait that is almost universally only on spear units and on large units themselves, but this is a medium infantry option with sword that happens to have a bonus versus large, and that might come into play, especially with the Cordobantes in play, because the Cordobantes are a heavy, large unit, and they got in here. We're going toe-to-toe. I decided I was just going to have them charge right on in. Nothing fancy here. And just try and savage this up as best I can. I divine challenge Hercules with the NEMEAN Lion, and the two of them are going to duke it out while the rest of the Lion pack is fighting all of these, all of these heavy infantry. I do have some regrouped units. For the most part, though, after my units routed, I just kind of took them away from the fight just so I wouldn't rout right off the battlefield. I wanted to give him the opportunity to actually have his labor. And as you can see, look at this. I was really surprised by this result. The Armored Spearmen handled the Cordobantes. Absolutely shattered it. I had not anticipated that. And then the Renowned Axeman also doing really well against those Cordobantes, getting it out of there. Here's something you don't see in Truth Behind the Myth. Cordobantes shattered, running away. That doesn't happen in Truth Behind the Myth because this is an unbreakable unit. But there they go. They're now out of here. And since they're out of there, their special ability, their Savage Roar, is no longer in play. Their Savage Roar is different from the Minotaur Savage Roar. Actually, I don't even think it's called Savage Roar. Let me quickly get a look at it. It's called Lion's Roar. The Lion's Roar creates a 60-meter debuff area for less morale, and units cannot use special abilities. So they were in here limiting what the fighter champion hero, the Heir of Carthage, brought can do. And just long enough for me to get the Divine Challenge in, but that's now over, and he's now free to use whatever abilities he wants, and he's immediately activates Cleave to give himself an edge over the Fighter Vanquisher, and look at this, I got a rear charge in with the regrouped Cordobantes right into the back of the Armored Spearmen. I needed to get revenge for how they just savaged my poor Cordobantes earlier. And you can see, I'm still losing them anyway. They're winning right now, but as you can tell, they're taking way too much damage, and the battle evens out. I activate a Vanquish, try and give my guys a little bit more oomph. I can't stand the idea of them losing to the Armored Spearmen, but I think it's just going to happen anyway. And meanwhile, the rest of the duel is wrapping up over here. The NEMEAN Lion is shattered, army losses defeated, Heir of Carthage wins Heracles' first labor. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the statistics. Like I said, this is mostly a for fun kind of battle. We're going to take a look at the army that he brought with the the limitations I imposed upon him. He only managed 5 kills with his champion, 980 funds worth of value, but I'm really interested to see how did these guys do. 201, 323, huge loss right there with these two Knight Runners. He didn't even need to use his Young Spears. That kind of amuses me. The Club Warriors, though, look at this, 642, 597, not reaching their value. Those Light Spear Runners are just too wily, even for Club Warriors to handle in this regard. However, of course, the Armored Spearmen, man, do they make bank. Not this one, though. This one got really, really torn up, but this one, which was dealing with most of those Cordobantes, 1794 funds, 15,000 damage caused. Really, really good numbers. 1,400 and 1,400 for the 2 Renowned Axemen, exactly what you need. But look at this, the Arc of Swordmasters not reaching their value. Dealing plenty of damage, making plenty of kills, not doing a good enough of a job. And then our Armored Argive Slingers, I wouldn't be surprised to see... Yeah, they all managed to do more than 800. Yeah, that's very surprising. Very surprising. They got to use all of their ammo, and they got to make some value. That's very good. And the Centaurs, mostly just kind of useless in the outfield, from what I could tell. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the NEMEAN Lion's horde. Yeah, I'm not going to be surprised to see a bunch of really low numbers here. That was stage 1 of the battle. Stage 2 over here, the 3 light spear runners not really reaching their value, but making plenty of kills. The heroic axe warriors and the axe champions, again, lots of kills, not a lot of value in what they did. And the same goes for the Warriors of Artemis and, of course, the Court of Antes. Nobody really performing over here, but again, I was more or less playing the role of the NPC in this battle. Which means that the real champion of this battle, the MVP, is actually going to be the Armored Spearman. 96 kills, 1794 damage caused as gold value. Man, guys, I'm telling you, this unit is still one of the best. It has been practically since day 1. Ever since... even before the days of the shield stagger bug being fixed, it was even better back then, if you can imagine. So really, really good display from Heir of Carthage. I'm going to have a link to Heir of Carthage's channel, where he does his own coverage of the 9th labor, recovering Ares' golden bridle from Hippolyta. All right, anyway, that's it for me today. Ta-ta, I love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.